Welcome back to another Old World Fanatics faction review, and this time we've joined by a very special guest and one of our initial patrons,
Hey.
Sean, mate. How you going?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks for reaching out. I know you a bit of a 6th edition guy as well, by the sound of it. We had a bit of a chat before hitting the record button there, and so I think you were following us for a little bit, and then you've done what we've done, which is transition over to the old world. So it's nice to meet you, mate. It's been appreciate, especially from we're down here down under, and you're all the way up in Canada. So thanks for taking the time out of your day at night. On what's Thursday night for you?
Yeah, thanks so much for the show, guys. It's been
Oh, cool. No, we really, we love it. Just keeps us motivated.
Yeah.
So, cool. And so we got you on because you are a keen high elf player. Do you only play high elves, or have you is this just your first love, or how does that work?
When I started playing, I started with Empire back in high school, and then since coming back to 6th, I've just played high elves. I think, but I have too many
armies. Okay. We won't go into that.
I was getting all my elves the other day. I should play these other ones too. But
that's awesome. It's all good. We all understand that. Cool. So so just with all our other faction reviews, we'll I'll just share my screen here. I think Sean, you might have to guide us. I have not looked at. I have now looked at the High Elf Realm army list and the book at the moment, but before you sent your notes to me, I hadn't even looked at them because Andrew hasn't been playing them in Old World, so I haven't even looked at them yet.
I've gone through them, but I'm not in that mindset that I'm going to play them, so not that in depth. So Sean's going to be the knowledgeable one.
And he's got 3 times the amount of games under his belt than us.
Yeah. He's the expert.
Awesome. So because of the silly order they put things in, I'm going to jump over to the High Elf special rules. And there's a bunch of other, obviously these guys have Elven honors as well and things. So do we start here and then jump to characters? I guess we'll just organically work it out, Sean. But I'll start with the High Elf special rules. Do you want us to lead us through this?
Yeah, and you know what? These, a lot of the High Elf ones are unit specific. So these are all... It depends on the unit, so we can even touch on these ones when we get to the units that use them.
Okay, cool. Well, would you want to do that? Is there any that you think are standout for the whole army then? Is that a better thing to do, probably?
Yeah. So if we go to the next page, there's a few standout ones that basically all the units have. So
cool.
Elven Reflexes is +1 to your initiative in the first round of any combat. So that's when you're getting charged or charging. It's an extra bonus.
Yep.
Which is great. It really
little bit better than us. Obviously they got rid of a lot of these re-rolls and stuff, or did they not? Because of these Ithalmar weapons, like the old in 8th, they used to be. Well, you played 6, I guess, but in 8th, elves used to re-roll everything. That's sort of gone, I'm imagining.
Yes, and I think that the initiatives are maybe a bit lower than an 8th across the board, but because of this, they get a pip back up.
Yeah, cool.
In the first round. Yeah,
awesome.
So Ithalmar weapons, lots of units have it, but it's only if you have a non-magical hand weapon.
Yeah.
And none of the units are armed, like sword and shield. So.
Okay.
I know.
It's a bit weird.
I know the Dark Elf, the preview thing. They are like, and witches get murderous, which is the same thing, but they don't actually because they have 2 hand weapons.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's going to be an FAQ thing? It seems a bit weird. Yeah.
It'd be nice. Yeah, I didn't know. I was listening to your Goblin show, Ghosts and Goblins, and the chop is just apply all the time, eh?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was about to say. They should have worded it a bit like that, where they just, providing you're not using a magical weapon or something like that, you get the chopper rule for all your stuff. So I think that makes sense because
because otherwise, Ithalmar weapons is pretty pointless. Ithalmar armor is reroll a 1 on a dangerous terrain test, which is helpful for your cavalry, and and wizards may wear armor. But as far as we know, you still have to be able to buy armor as a wizard in order to use that.
Yeah, got you. Yep. Does that mean you can buy a magical armor though? Or I don't know.
In the magic item section, it says you have to be able to buy the mundane equivalent.
Right. Okay.
To buy the magical one. But people like there's some of the honors say, and you gain Ithilmar armor on your mage. It's like, okay, but does that do anything?
There's a few FAQs needed on the sound of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then martial prowess is fighting to. Oh, you can make your supporting attacks to the rear and sides. Yeah. And quite a few of the units that fight in multiple ranks, the Spearmen and the Phoenix Guard, have that. And then Valor of Ages is rerolling any panic attacks caused by heavy casualties or being fled through by a friendly unit. And I think all of them have that.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. To make them a little bit. Was that something they have something like? Because I always view how I always assume that if you cause enough panic tests, they ran away. At least in 6, playing Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
But did they have anything like this equivalent normally, or not really? Is this a new thing?
No,
I think it's a new thing.
Okay, cool. I like it. Yeah. Awesome. That's the main special rules then. And we'll catch up as we go through. That sounds good. Well, let's hit the Grand Army composition first. Is there anything major in there that you wanted to look at? Listen to him flicking through the actual book. I'm so jealous.
I'm scrolling up and down with my fingers.
Tomorrow for him.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting confirmed that with my GW that it should be there. So
I'll be there too.
Anyway, sorry, Sean, continue. You want to run through the composition quickly, and then we can jump into the details.
Yeah, there's nothing. Am I frozen or am I still going?
No, you're still going. Yep.
Okay. There's nothing too out of the way. You can either have a prince or an archmage, which are your lord levels per 1,000 points. A dragon mage or a handmaiden per 1,000 points. Your core is pretty standard: spearmen, archers, sea guard, reavers, and silverhelms. So more expansive than 6th, but I think the same as 8th. If your general is a handmaiden, then you can take sisters as a 0-1 core choice. But because your general has to have the highest leadership, and the handmaiden's leadership 8, it means you're not taking either of the prince or the noble. So. Yeah. I don't know if that'll ever really come
It'd have to be a very themed list or potentially a small game type thing. Yeah,
that's true. A small game, because sisters are good, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Your specials, your White Lions, Swordmasters, Phoenix Guard, Shadow Warriors, and Chariots. And then Dragon Princes are restricted 1 per 1,000 points. And then you can bump Lion Chariots if you take one of the Tracian Hunter Elven Honor and the Sea Guard Elven Honor, then you can get a Lothran Skycutter.
Yeah, special. Pulling them in from rare. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Rare Sisters of Avalorn, probably your standout. Your Phoenixes, if you don't want to mount them. And then 0-2 Eagles per 1,000 points, which is nice, and 0-2 Bolt Throwers per 1,000 points, which is also nice. You can still take 4 Bolt Throwers. If you want to be that
guy. Yeah, you could still be that guy. Were Eagles were always rare as well? Were they probably?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What about in Wood Elves? They were as well? Must have been. Because they're cheap. They're so cheap, really.
Yeah. They've always normally been like a 2, like, they were rare, but they were 2 for 1. Like, you could buy 2 for 1 per slot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, yeah. That looks pretty... Has anything massively changed? I guess you're coming from 6, but... Is it Reavers? Were they always core in all the editions? I think so.
They were not in 6th.
Oh, they weren't?
No, I don't think
they were special. Is that the difference?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just remember they were moving around at one point, but I couldn't remember which way. Okay. Cool. Back in core. Yeah, you got a lot of choice. Anyway, I guess we'll get into that when we get into the guts of it. Cool. So let's look at this High Elf Lord, the scary Lord that can get to 2 up and ride a dragon. Is this the guy that's going to break the game or what?
Yeah. He's still strength 4, toughness 3. So I think the Dragon Lord is definitely a thing. I used it for the first time today, and it killed that Arachnarok spider with a mage on it and didn't take a wound. You're like, okay, this is cool. Like, I was being a bit cagey with it, and then finally threw him in, and he's like, this was fine. Could have just gone in.
But
yeah, he's like, so you got your weapon skill 7, initiative 6, which is nice. He has strikes first, or always strikes first. So he doesn't get the Elven reflexes +1 because he's got strikes first.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And leadership 10, which is a big one. So.
Yeah. They were always leadership 10, or did that bump up?
I think they were always
Lords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can take all your regular equipment. You can take full plate armor, which is a nice change from previous editions. You can take a single Elven honor.
Yeah. Let's look at them. I think we're gonna bump into them, aren't we? Yeah.
Sounds good. So a lot of the time they'll impact which unit you can join. So Sword Masters, you have to have either Lore Master, which makes you a level 1 wizard, or Warden of Hoeth, Warden of Safri, that gives you can take the Sword of Hoeth, which is the special Swordmaster sword, which is basically a great weapon without strikes last.
Yeah, and I noticed that too.
Nice.
I'm going to keep jumping around here, but it's basically a great weapon, but also at. Oh, I was looking at the Great Blade. No, that's right. Yes, it's just a great weapon, but it's you get your. It's just a normal initiative, isn't it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
God, that's scary.
So the thing that there's no way to get that though on a non-foot character.
Right.
Is the balance. So you got to be running them, both those honors. You got to be running them on foot.
Yep. And it's the other one here. Where was it? Oh no, it was back there. That's that one, Lore Master. But where's the other one?
Lore Master gets you it and makes you get the Sword of Hoeth and makes you a level 1 wizard. And then Warden of Safri.
Here it is, Warden of Safri.
So for 10 points.
10 points and you get that sword.
Killing blow. Killing blow with the sword. Yeah.
Oh wow! Ouch.
So I think if you're taking a noble or a lord or noble or a prince on foot, you're giving them one of these. I think, unless you have a very specific thing you want to do.
Well, let's just
describe
him quickly. Too. Man, that's amazing. Yeah. So the Lore Master, though, that's making him that level 1 wizard. He gets that sword. Yeah. The Lore of Safri is just the other Lilia's Blessing. Is that what's Liliath's Blessing?
So that's the big one. That's a reroll on casting one reroll per turn on casting.
Okay. Really, that's useful for a level 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes High Elf magic strong. Yeah. And it's a huge bump up, I think, in terms of reliability. And you get access to the Lore of Safri signature spells.
Two of them are pretty good. Yeah. Okay, and then the Warden of Safri is, again, you can't be mounted. You get that free sword. The deflect shots to do with ward saves getting you shot at you or rerolling
you get a
or something.
6-up ward against non-magical missiles.
Yeah. And then you
probably
got
not going to use that, hopefully.
But killing blow. Yeah, I mean, wow. The 10 points. Killing blow and a great sword that still allows you to strike at normal. Well, strike first, technically. Wow. Nice. Okay.
So below Warden of Safri, you got Sea Guard, which lets you go in a Sea Guard unit, which is also can be nice on them. Sea Guard are a good choice. You can also then ride a Sky Cutter, and either mages or the nobles can take the Sea Guard honor. You also get, I think you get a bow for free. Yeah, you get a free bow, and you gain Rallying Cry. Otherwise, it's interesting. The High Elf Lords don't have Rallying Cry, which I think most other typical general models do.
Right.
Tracian Hunter is an option for 10 points. It gets you that Tracian Great Blade, which is...
That's the one that's basically a great weapon, but with extra AP.
Yeah, AP 3, minus 3.
Yeah.
And so your strikes last cancels out your strike first. So you're just hitting at initiative 6.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, right.
Which is
pretty good.
And then when you're charging,
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And so that one you need if you're joining Tracian. Are they the White Lions? Yeah. So
that's the White Lions. If your general can join the White Lions,
or someone with an honor.
Even if he doesn't have it, so you could give him Warden of Safri and throw him in the White Lions, which is a pretty good option because then he can strike first, maybe kill some guys off because they are striking last.
Yeah, gotcha.
It also lets you go. Also lets you go on a chariot, and gives you stubborn, and move through cover.
And the lying
which
cloak.
is
For 10 points. That's crazy.
So I think a noble on a lion chariot can be pretty nice too.
Oh, that's good. So we'll actually just finish them off. We also got the Shadow Stalker.
So that's to join Shadow Warriors,
Yep.
which are the Nagaryth guys. I mean, maybe you'd use it if you're being, that was your lore of your army.
Yeah.
Anointed of Asturian gives you the Phoenix Guard stuff and lets you ride either of the Phoenixes.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's how you get on board them. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this Bow of Avalon, is that basically just shooting? Is that the one that you shoot at your attacks or something?
Bow of Avalon, so it's the bow that the Sisters of Avalon have. So basically it's a long bow with armor bane 1 and magical attacks.
Oh, okay. It's a different thing.
And then, we'll get to it.
Okay,
There's
cool.
some other things happening later, but...
I'll just click something totally off there. And then is there any... Did we miss any other? It's pure Blood of Calidor. So that's obviously if you want to join the Dragon Princes, potentially.
So Blood of Calidor gets you... You can buy a Sun Dragon then.
Right.
Which is the littlest dragon.
Yep.
But it gives you Impetuous.
So
that is a way. So Blood of Calidor is a way for a mage to get armor, because it gives you dragon armor, which lets you still cast magic, and a 4+, which is 4+ heavy armor. Gives you +1 weapon skill, but you have to be mounted, and it can be on a Sun Dragon, but then it also gives you Impetuous on a large target that can see over everything.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a interesting one. Pure of Heart. What's up? Well, Pure of Heart free. So how do these work? You just get them. Pure of Heart.
So Pure of Heart was in 6th as well. It was like the counterbalance to Intrigue of Court. Someone had Pure of Heart, and I think it just let their unit reroll panics. Pure of Heart is interesting in that he now acts like a mini general, and that he can share out his leadership. Right. I think there's some interesting things with things that turn off general's inspiring presence.
Yeah. Yep.
Some of the magic, like this isn't inspiring presence.
Yes. Yeah.
So it would potentially not be turned off.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, Tombkins definitely have a few of them. Necromancy spells. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. And then the Sea Guard, that's obviously so you can go Sea Guard as well, is it?
Yeah. You can go in Sea Guard otherwise, but they lose their special rule, their special shoot, stand and shoot, and then reform rule, unless the character that joins them has this honor.
It. Right, the whole unit does. Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So you sort of need to plan out where your characters are going because of the restrictions on who can join what and which honors you need to take.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll cover them when we get into the units. Yeah, okay, cool. So you have a lot of it's themey, but it's also obviously it's not just themey. They're obviously got a lot of benefits depending on which one you put on what.
For sure, and I really like the honors. I think it's, other than Blood of Calidor giving you Impetuous, they're all upsides basically.
I still haven't seen. I haven't watched too many battle reports, and I need to play through my orcs a bit to see what it's like. But yeah, it feels like it's potentially like. Not to get sidetracked, but a lot of people seem to go, yay, animosity's gone, but now we're impetuous. And I sometimes feel like it's worse, but I don't know. Maybe if you, for an army that wants to be in combat, it's not that bad. But geez, against the right person, they can just send you into the wrong ones, on a 4-up. So
I know. Yeah, so game today, Dragon Princes that we'll get to are impetuous. And I had a Fanatic right in front of them, and then some Wolf Riders at like a long bomb charge. It's like, well, I got like on a 4-up, I'm declaring a charge on these Wolf Riders with a Fanatic 3 inches in front of me.
Yeah.
And I passed the 4-up, so they lived.
Nice.
But yeah.
God. Nope, I missed a page, sorry. Oh, no, I didn't. High Elf Lords, and then straight into the mages. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so into the mages. Yeah, so as we said, Lilia's Blessing is a reroll, which is very nice. Sort of standard elf mage stats. Access to battle magic, elementalism, high magic, and illusion. So yeah, unique with wood elves and lizardmen and getting access to high magic.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good selection.
Yeah.
Good selection.
We can probably jump onto the magic at the end if we've got enough time, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So
yeah.
Cool.
Sounds
good. I was going to say something about do you know if the Lilia's Blessing, is that just high elves like wood elves? Do you know if wood elves get that? Is this just a high elf thing?
I think it's just a high elf thing, and dark elves are complaining because theirs is once a game. They get a reroll.
Okay.
Which is which is definitely not as good.
No. And I guess actually while we're on the magic, do you think that combat's does it make it more viable to take some level 3s and level 1s and 2s, or do you still think, because it feels like it's this, or at least in the initial meta of you have to take a level 4. I don't know if you found that in your 3 games, or is that true with high elves, or can you spam wizards a bit more?
You can, and they're reliable. So, so I tried a game where I ran 2 lore masters, so combat characters with the Blade of Hoeth in units, and then they were just trying to cast a signature illusion spell, which is -1 to be hit, just to make those units a bit more survivable. So they were pretty reliable at getting them off until there's an enemy level 3 or 4 who just denies.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Yeah, I'm interested to see if that becomes a thing.
Yeah, it's going to be
trying to stay outside of that denied bubble
range.
By taking more.
Yeah.
But then you're not denying anything, so.
Yeah. True. I know. It's. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go yet, and I haven't played enough games, so that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Dragon Mages.
Dragon Mage. So, it'd be so nice if this was cool, but it's a mage with impetuous on a large target. So if they get within whatever it is,
you're going in.
Yeah.
What's 20? Is the hang on? What's the Sun Dragon?
19 inches, 19. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Less access to lores, just battle magic and elementalism, and he comes equipped with light armor, so you can conceivably buy him heavier magic armor, and he has the Ithalmar. He has dragon armor rule, which means that he can cast magic and wear armor.
Right.
I mean, the Sun Dragon itself is pretty nice. It's not too expensive. It's still upping you to toughness 5 and 6 wounds. It's got 4 attacks on its own and strength 5, and still breathes. So that's the thing. It breathes fire the same as any of the dragons that cost way more than it.
Okay.
Yeah. But half the time you're not going to get to breathe fire because you're
in combat.
Yeah.
So and unlike orcs and goblins, there is no Quella impetuosity. In the high elves.
Yeah. You just got to block. Well, you can't block this guy because he's going to fly over anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unless you point him in the wrong direction, but then he can't do anything. So, interesting. Yeah. Be just trying to see if there's anything else that's interesting on him, but. I mean, they look cool, but I think you're right. We're going to have to see how bad that impetuosity rule is.
Yeah, the other sad thing is that you can give your normal mage the Blood of Calidor honor and then mount him on a Sun Dragon anyways, and he has more lore access, gets a pip of weapon skill, so goes up to weapon skill 5 above the Dragon Mage. So the only advantage of the Dragon Mage is that you get one extra strength 3 attack from the mage.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's probably the same price, isn't it? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the exact same. So it's why did they even bother with this profile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Maybe when we get our Arcane Journal, they'll get, 7 attacks each. Yeah, next one's Handmaidens of the Everqueen. So these are pretty new to me. Pretty sort of standard. You have both a special spear and a special bow. The Bow of Avalon. Pretty normal stats.
Armor Bane, magical attacks, fully fire. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Do they have? So they have Arrows of Isha, which is it makes their bows then AP1. I think is what it does.
Yeah, another Armor Bane, I think too.
Okay, and they stack.
Yeah,
and they stack.
Okay.
So that's pretty nice. And the Sisters of
BS.
Avalon.
BS7. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So BS7. Yeah. So good at shooting, but only 2 attacks, only 2 wounds. The cool thing she has.
So sorry, ignores cover is just the minus penalty for cover, not everything else. Long range and all that you still count. It's just cover. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Cool.
Evasive is when you get shot at, you can move back, but then she's immune to psychology, so she can't actually flee.
Yeah,
does have
that's a
first.
random move, isn't it? Is it just like a fallback in good order type thing?
Yeah,
I can't remember. So. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which is it's nice. Because I think they still have to try and shoot at you then. So if you're just on the edge, especially if you're 30-inch range with your longbows, potentially moving out of range. She has the Horn of Isha for 25 points, which is single use. And during the command phase, you blow the horn, you roll your leadership. So just her leadership, not your generals. Can't use Inspiring Presence. If it's passed, then the character in any unit they have joined gain a plus one modifier to both hit and to wound, and that's lasting until the start of your next turn. So
that's
ideally.
So could you take a few of these guys? Right?
I don't.
Can they go in any unit? Like this is not blocked. Like
they're not locked. You can only take 1 horn.
Oh, okay.
You can have multiple handmaidens, but only one can bring the horn.
Oh, right. It's right there. Okay. Yeah.
And they are leadership 8, so it's like
60-something% or whatever. Whatever.
Fairly
it is,
reliable.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, a huge buff though if it does go off.
Oh God, yeah.
Pretty good on if she's in the sisters because they're shooting with their nice bows. Potentially once, maybe you get to stand and shoot when someone charges you, and then you get to use it when you fight them in combat.
When you fight, yeah.
It would sort of be like that would be the peak that you get to use it 3 times before it goes away.
Yeah.
Sea Guard can be veterans and are the same thing. Pretty good at shooting, pretty good at fighting.
Yeah.
But then they lose their naval discipline shoot and reform rule because she's in not a Sea Guard.
Yeah.
And she can't take an honor.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's something to play around. I think it's.
So can I just ask? So with the horn, it says you may attempt, but then it's single use. So if you attempt and you fail, can you reattempt? Because you haven't used it.
I doubt it.
Or you reckon it's just
I doubt it too, but
yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, because it's only
cool.
Well, it's 25 points, but you only got a 50% chance of really.
I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
Well, leadership
Single
is
use,
leadership 8. I don't know the percentages on that. It's probably just over 50%. But,
I don't know, 60 something maybe. But so you can take Sea Guard that are veteran, and if you're veteran, you get to reroll leaderships.
Yeah.
And it applies to if the majority of the models in the unit have it. So I think that would apply to her when she's blowing the horn. That's
pretty good.
Pretty reliable. That's the best thing I can find with it to up the reliability.
Yes, but
we went through some of the mounts. Oh no, we haven't. Not. I mean, we've talked about which ones, but yeah. So Elven Steed, Elven Barded Steed. So one's just light, one's just heavy.
Yeah, the movement's 9 on the non-Barded Steed, and then movement's 8 on all of the Barded ones. So no more Ithilmar Barding, letting you keep your movement 9.
What does it actually do then now?
Do that. The Ithamar Barding lets you reroll dangerous terrain tests.
Ah, that's that one. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yep. Awesome. Every time I jump back, I have to start again. There we go. The mounts are actually further down in monsters, aren't they? Do you want to cover them now, or do you want me to?
We can cover them now. Sure.
Might as well cover them now. Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually Lothan. We'll do Skycutters later because that's actually the end of Chariot. But Griffin.
Yeah, so the Griffin. I think the Griffin's pretty nice for 130 points. Plus 2 toughness, so you're up to 5 and plus 3 wounds and 4 attacks. Has terror, stomp attacks D3. It's like
Multi-wound 2 on that guy. What's that rated? See below.
He gets 1 attack with the
one
mouth.
Attack of that. Yeah. Okay.
But no AP for some reason. But armor bane. Griffin's not bad. Good. It's a cheap dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon alternative.
Can you cut your dragons?
Into your dragons, yeah. So Sun Dragon, Impetuous, just too bad. And then sort of each dragon level is a 55-point upgrade, and that's pretty much from the Griffin to the Sun Dragon. I think it's 50 points, and then the other ones are 55. So you have your different levels about what
mount you want and how much wounds toughness you need.
Yeah. The Moon Dragon is like a good sort of mid-range. Like that's still you're still a dragon. Only toughness 5, I guess, would be the one downside.
Yeah.
So then the Star Dragon that everyone's pumped about. You're only initiative 2, but you are strength 7, toughness 6, plus 6 wounds, so 9 wounds if you're a prince.
Yeah.
So it's good.
How much does it add up once you do that? And you've got you're looking at what is it? Does it touch 600 points or so?
The prince is 130, and you're 290. So you can be right around 500 points.
But then once you put magic and some wards and stuff on, okay.
I guess
I'm surprised they didn't. It makes sense, but you know how they used to? I can't remember if it was 8th or not, but some of the dragons they started to fly slower. Or was that 9th? They were flying slower when they were bigger.
The bigger ones,
something like that, was it? Yeah. Where these are just still all fly 10. Wow.
Fly 10.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they have the
attacks.
Flaming breath weapon, strength 4, AP 1.
Yeah.
It's good base size too, only being a 60 by 100.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of the dragons were on the 100 by 150, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was actually I forgot to look at that, but yeah, good point, Andrew, because I was actually thinking that the other day, last week, going, what is the have they rebased them onto, because obviously the new dragon coming out, Home Kings, is big, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to just make everyone's dragon go big, but they haven't. So it's interesting.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and that is one thing back about the Griffin. It's a 50 by 50, which is pretty nice for sneaking it in.
I was hoping my Wyvern would be that, but it's not. It's so annoying.
Yeah. That's good.
The Phoenixes, so you can take them on their own, or you can take them as a mount if you take the Assyrian honor. The Flameflyer, what was it? I have to say about these. They only cause fear, they don't cause terror. And the Flamespire, when you fly, you can fly over someone and drop a flame bomb on them, which is maybe okay, but it's only D6 strength 4 hits with an AP of 1.
Yep.
And then when they die, on a 1 to 2 they're dead. On a 3 to 5 they explode, and on a 6 they come back to life.
With D3,
which is
wow. And does this happen every time? It's not just So if they come back, it happens again, or is it only once?
Yeah, I think it comes. If it happens, it comes back again.
Yep.
So maybe you'll roll a 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Depends on how lucky you feel.
Yeah,
they're. I think they're okay. They're overshone by the dragons. I think.
And they're expensive, Griffin, because you're getting these extra rules. That's the same that you get with the Griffin, hey, +2, +3, I think.
So, and
okay.
Yeah, Griffin has terror and an extra attack. Yeah.
It's very weird that they
But,
don't cause. I mean, it's probably OP though, but I'd. This would be scarier to me than a griffin, but
yeah.
anyway, because it's on fire.
It looks scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Frostheart has come down from its 8th edition glory. It's still a decent mount, +3 toughness, +3 wounds, 4 attacks. Its Blizzard aura is now models in base contact strike last. So it's not I think it used to affect the whole unit.
The whole unit.
It was in base contact with.
Yeah.
So people have discussed using this as a counter to some of the other big dragons, like the Chaos Dragon. You put your maybe your mage with Spectral Doppelganger and the Monster Slaying Sword on this guy, and then you strike first.
Yeah.
Always, or give him strike last, and you're at initiative, whatever you're at.
Yeah.
6 or 9, or if you charge. Yeah, but no exploding and coming back to life. So it's not bad. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's got obviously. Yeah, it's a bit tougher as well and all that, isn't it? Isn't it strength 6? Yeah, the other ones. I mean, toughness 6, strength 6. Yeah. So it's It's funny when you hear all these counters to something else because like you'd still have to put a lot of points into this just to counter that thing.
For sure.
And if you're not playing that, then so it's one of those annoying things. I will come back to Grey Eagle because that's not a mount, is it? Or is it?
You can be mounted on it.
Oh,
it gives you
cool.
+1 toughness, +1 wound for 60 points.
Oh yeah,
which is not bad. You are then a monster though, so your line of sight is limited.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I know that I think the Wood Elves are maybe more excited about Great Eagle mounts.
Yeah.
But otherwise, on his own, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I could imagine.
60
Yeah,
points.
just like anytime you basically put everything on mounts, then and just be flying around and shooting stuff. And I think eagles.
Yeah,
it's an interesting choice, especially like Wood Elves who might have don't want to ever get in combat. So cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it takes better than 6 because like obviously you can like take your armor and whatnot, or else like with the buff always in 6, it just seemed very expensive for something that was just going to get shot off potentially. And then you were stranded out somewhere by yourself.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's right. Yeah, landing on your foot, Pete.
that's
funny.
Yeah, they are. So they're not large targets as far as I know, which I think means that they can hide behind your infantry.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but then they can't charge over the top. Although they could charge through skirmishes and stuff. You could have skirmishes in front of them to see through.
Yeah,
to get a charge off. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Cool. On to the infantry then.
Yeah. So you got your Oathwon militias, which is spearmen and archers. They have the spearmen have the martial prowess. They can fight in supporting attacks to the sides and rear. They're regimental, and the archers are detachments, which is something new for high elves.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Did you the detachment rule? I just forgot to look at this. How many detachments can you have for a regimental unit? Is it 2 like old Empire was, or?
Ooh,
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just know someone doing it on a battle report, and then I thought, is that I just forgot to even check if it was something where there was a limit. I'm assuming it wouldn't be more than 2, but Empire was 2 in the old days, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You can upgrade the spearmen. Maybe the archers too can have some upgrades. You can make them veteran for a point. Maybe do that. You can give the spearmen shield wall, which is you can give ground instead of falling back in good order.
That's good.
Know what that's like. I don't know how much of a difference that is.
Yeah.
In the game, I guess they don't count as charging. But,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
For 10 points for the unit, maybe that is a deal. The one unit of spearmen could take per 1,000 points could take a magic banner with up to 50 points, which is pretty nice. Archers can take a banner with 25 points, which you probably won't do. Do they have? Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
9 points for an Elven Spearman. Seems okay.
Look, I mean, that's the thing. And Spearmen seem to be the probably the better choice in terms of weapons for standard infantry these days. So I think they'll be back a bit, which is good. You don't really see them a lot, I don't think, in 8th. You saw archers, but
yeah. And then Seaguard, which have had a major glow up from 6th.
Yeah.
I think they're like 16 points in 6th edition.
Wow.
Now they're down.
All the
to
infantry is
11,
expensive in 6th.
shield.
Like, yeah. I think archers are like 12 points as well. Like, they were just everything was so expensive.
God, yeah, these guys look good. At least with this naval discipline.
Yeah. So standard stats. You can make them veteran for a point. Banner with up to 50 points. The Sea Master can take a magic item with 25 points. But yeah, naval discipline. So a unit of Lothern Seaguard can make a stand and shoot reaction. If it does so, you can do it regardless of how close the charging unit is. Once the shooting has been resolved, the charging unit may make a free redress the ranks maneuver, after which will hold and await the charging unit. You can't do it if you're fleeing or already engaged in combat.
Yeah.
Or have been joined by a character that does not have this special rule. So you have to give them the honor in order to get that rule.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's something you probably want to plan out. But yeah, super nice to. And so they have regular war bows with volley firing. Yeah, nice to be spread out, and then you can.
Yeah, you can at least get that extra rank back in because you probably have. I guess because redress ranked is only.
It's not a full reform.
It's, that's the thing. Is it
2 ranks?
Is it something like that? Yeah. So I think some people might get that mixed up for a little bit because they're not used to the redress rule. Probably, I would imagine that they might think it's a reform, like put them all in one line and then reform back to a unit. But I just can't remember. I get mixed up with 6 because 6 redress was 2 models from each side or like whatever it was. Now I think it was half a rank per. Oh, I'm getting it mixed up. I don't have the other book open. But,
and it is it's a bit unclear. So on the redress ranks, I can't remember the exact numbers, but whether you can pull them all from one side or whether it has to be evenly.
Yeah.
Because people like the idea of pulling them all from one side because then you shift your whole unit over.
Yeah. Right.
And you can do it sort of regardless, but if you do that, then you have sort of 5 sword masters or white lions back there.
Yeah.
That are, your Seaguard are probably going to hold, and then you can redress ranks. Suddenly they have an open charge on your turn.
That's that's cool. There is some interesting strategy, depending on how much you can pull it in by. I like it. Any of these like little reforming, they're interesting. Not this isn't a reform, but hopefully it doesn't slow the game down too much. But I think it's given a lot of different options, so that'd be good.
And the fact that stand and shoot applies to combat resolution.
Yes, and you can do it at any. So you can be standing and shooting now on fallback and good order then with these guys too. Then could you or not? No, you don't get a charge reaction if they follow up.
No,
they just count as charging. Yeah, okay, cool. That would be cool though. Imagine that fallback shoot.
I think we might get. No. I guess that's what else.
Yeah.
So your white lions, not what they were in 8th maybe, but still pretty good. They're strength 4, which is a pip above. Weapon skill 5 and initiative 5, which is pretty standard for an elite elf. So their great blades are giving them strikes last. But
that's the one with the -3 AP, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're going to be hitting
last, strength 6. Okay.
Yeah, strength 6, AP 3, and they do. So I think there's still a place for them as either with a character in them that has strikes first to try and cut down
minimize that attack.
Minimize the attacks, or as flankers because they do have move through cover and open order. And they're also lion cloaks, which give you a +1 to your save against missile fire, and stubborn. So if you have a little unit of 5 and someone charges them, and there's one left, they're just going to give ground.
Yeah.
They're not gonna break and flee and get run down. And then also Elven reflexes. So if you do get a flank charge, you're gonna get plus, and you're more than 4 inches away. You're gonna get plus. You're gonna go. Strikes less will set you down to initiative 1. If you get a flank charge, you're +4 initiative, I think.
Yeah.
And then you also have Elven reflexes for an additional +1 the first round. So you're up to initiative 5 with your strike class weapons.
Yeah.
You're probably striking first. Back to striking first.
That's good.
Most of the time, yeah. That's really good.
Yeah. They are limited to being joined by your general or a character with the Tracy and Hunter honor. But when that happens, any white lion, right? Any white lion can accept a challenge.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that is cool.
Keeps your general alive.
Yeah.
Smacking into people.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, he's obviously got to be in foot, but yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think they're interesting.
And then the Sword Masters.
People are really liking Sword Masters. They've done well for me so far in my couple games. They are fragile, especially against shooting. But if you do get them into combat, initiative 6, initiative 7 on the first round of combat because of Elven reflexes, and then your weapon skill 6, strength 5 with their swords, AP -2, cleaving blow so that no armor saves if you're infantry or cavalry, or basically not a monster.
Or regen, chew through some undead.
Limited on who they can be joined by, either wizards or the characters with those honors. The Lord Master, Warden of Safri. They deflect arrows out of the sky with a 6-up ward. It's non-magical shooting. I mean, they only have a 5-up armor. They're just heavy armor, so if you start shooting at them, they're gonna die.
Magic res -1.
Magic res -1, which is nice.
You might see. Might see some of these Lawmart, like the generals sitting in them too. Yeah.
Because they had 2 attacks in 6 as well.
I can't remember.
Was only 8
or 6.
8.
I think it was only 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think just 1 attack in 6.
Yeah.
So they.
What was the item or spell or whatever that got +1 initiative weapon skill? What was that we were looking at? Was that an honor or was that? What was that? There was something that gave +1 weapon skill as well, wasn't it?
Blood of Calidor gave the character +1 weapon skill.
Character, not the unit. Okay.
Yeah, not the unit. I don't think. Okay. Yeah, I don't know of a way to up their weapon skill.
Okay. Yeah.
You can give them drilled, which again, with that Seaguard tactic, you could potentially be behind your Seaguard and pretty narrow, and then drilled, reform out, and then charge.
Yeah.
If you're using a small unit. 50-point banner. I don't know if there's anything that stands out on taking the banner. No, I think they're super good. They're just because they often end up fighting before things that charge them.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah, and with decent strength and everything with that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Phoenix Guard. Cool. So again, weapon skill 5, initiative 5.
9 points. Oh no, 16 points. I saw the 9. I thought, what the hell? Yeah, 16. Yeah. God. Wow. Looking at the wrong column.
Yeah. Leadership 9, which is nice.
Yeah.
They have fear, martial prowess, so they fight in. They do supporting attacks to the side, and then their ceremonial halberds mean that they fight in 2 ranks.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is nice. At strength, sort of standard halberd strength +1, AP 1, and magical attacks. Is that right? Yep, and Arm Bane 1.
Yeah. I want to see
a nice weapon.
An elf on elf action because it seems like there's a lot of stuff that you don't get to save if it's magical, but then there's a lot of weapons that give you magical in the high elf list. So if you had high elves versus high elves, that'd be interesting. Blessings of a suit. What was the blessings?
Yeah, so they get a ward save against flaming attacks.
Okay, right. And 1 against non-magical 6+ ward. Yeah, okay.
5 ward save against anyone. That's a special rule.
Yeah, that's their old. They always used to have that 5-up ward, didn't they? So it's the same thing.
8th out of
I think they
4 up.
they had
Oh,
4 up
was it?
board and 8
Wow,
against
okay.
everything.
And heavy armor, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they do have full plate now, so they're now a 4 up save, 6 up ward.
Yeah, okay.
So
and they're better attacking, obviously, with the fight next to rank. Yeah.
Yeah, fight next to nice. Only if you don't charge, they cause fear, which is their thing as well. They are veterans natively, so rerolling leaderships. You can get drilled. They can take a magic banner with up to 100 points.
100 points.
So
Wow. Yeah.
They're the only unit that goes above 50.
Yes.
Which I don't know why Dragon Princes don't get to take a 100-point banner, but it's okay.
They're sounding pretty attractive. I think you'll see some of these guys.
Yeah, I ran them once, and what did they do? Some trolls killed them, but they died to the man. They did not run right. Because they have fear, so they didn't worry about that. And leadership 9. It's pretty nice.
What type of trolls were they?
Stone trolls.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cool.
with great weapons. So
there you go. We were wondering about that. Which what options would they take? They look interesting now with the troll options. Cool. And then Shadow Warriors.
Yeah, so Ballistic Soul 5 is the standout on them. Evasive, fire and flee, move through cover, scout, skirmishers, veterans.
Chariot.
You can't join them unless you have the Shadow Stalkers, Elven Honor. And Chariot Runners. I mean, they seem okay. They're overshadowed by the next unit.
The sisters. These guys have, but the sisters didn't have. Well, we'll get to that. Let's do them first. Let's have a look. Because their sisters don't have scout, do they? No.
Sisters don't have scout.
Can
but
ambush,
you have.
But
you have 30-inch longbows. So, I think ambush. Because it's just a 4-up to come in, right?
Yeah.
So how long are you waiting for your guys to
exactly?
show up to shoot?
It's a bit.
When
you can it's not very elven-y to not know when things are going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Feigned Flight is nice. Chariot Runners could be cool. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Chariot Runners become.
Yeah, well, I just haven't seen enough people using it to see what's useful about it or not. So I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
And you can't put. Yeah. No, I mean, not to go off tangent, but it seems like some of the things, because I think Tomb King's can have the horse archers with chariot run. I think so. At least feels like you can sort of keep up with the chariots, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much you use that with foot troops and chariots, but
yeah.
So the sisters, Ballistic Skill 5 and ignore cover, and the Bows of Avalon and Arrows of Eastern rules means that you're 30 inches, AP1, Armor Bane 2, magic attacks. Your skirmishers, your evasive, and your immune to psychology. So you can't flee, but your immune to psychology is pretty nice on its own, and they're strike first. So they're and weapon skill 5. So they're not bad in combat. They actually get to use Ithilmar weapons, reroll 1s to hit, because they just have a sword.
And weapons. Yeah. Cool.
You can make them
stubborn
for a point, or give them ambushers. Stubborn is potentially good.
Yeah, especially like saying what you were saying before, where just a unit that can get in the way and hold,
Yeah.
Especially after they've shot them to pieces a bit.
Yeah. No, you can't take a banner. They seem like a good potential unit to have your mages around because of the immune to psychology. You either put your mage in them, and then I think they also get immune to psychology, or if your mage is there, they're not going to panic and scare your mage away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some people ran some stats that they potentially do more damage than bolt throwers.
That was in your notes. I've read that. Yes, is that
like 90% of the time?
Yeah.
Just because of the Ballistic Skill 5 and ignores cover.
Yeah.
And the bolt throwers, when we'll get to them. Yeah, but just point for point, and they're point for point potentially better than bolt throwers, but we'll see. I guess time will tell. Not the same 8 strength or AP, I guess, as a bolt thrower.
Yeah.
But Armor Bane 2, so maybe it works out.
Just before we get on the cav, it feels like, I know there's special on rare and stuff in there, but that's a good infantry. It's like there was none in there that you sort of went, nah, you're probably not going to take them.
Everything seems like it has a place, which is really nice.
Yeah. Cool. And then the Cav come in. So core Illyrian Reavers.
Yeah, so nice that they're in core. 18 points with a spear and a bow. Fast Cav.
You got to rebase your light Cav. That's a bit unfortunate.
It's a bit
no.
60s.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and you can't just put them on a movement tray. If you're going to skirmish them, which I think is great. 1 point for skirmish. So that's 1 unit per 1,000 points could get skirmishers. You can also get scouts for 2 points. Although I guess those are exclusive, maybe.
I can't remember.
So I was thinking, I was initially thinking of them as screens for dragon princes, who, as we'll get to, are impetuous. So you can your skirmishers can just stand in front of them. The dragon princes could see through them, but can't charge them. So you can control impetuousness.
Yeah.
So it's so nice to have a core. I mean, if you want them to be war machine hunters or something, then scout is probably the better option.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The thing with the skirmishing, that might also work too. Yeah, because they're skirmishers and you string them right out. Once you charge, even if you have to charge the same unit as the dragon princes, you can probably suck right up, can't you? And then let the dragon princes come on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Silver Helms, still here, haven't really changed. You don't have to take shields, but for a point you can to get them to a 3-up save.
Yeah.
They have first charge, which is nice. Swift stride, elven reflexes. They don't have counter charge. Is the one sad thing, but I mean maybe it's fine.
First charge is cool.
Yeah, first charge is nice. I think that they pair really nicely with dragons.
Yeah.
Right. If you can get a little unit of silver helms, just 5 silver helms in next to a dragon, and take away that rank bonus.
Yeah,
I think that's super helpful.
Is there any does High Magic have any leadership debuffs anywhere, or any how easy is it to get leadership debuffs for high elves?
I don't think there are any.
Not even in, I can't remember, for elementalism and stuff. Probably not. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that's too evil for them.
Yeah.
They so I guess so the thing with the dragon too is that, right, if you're dragon on dragon and then someone charges in a unit of 5 cavalry, they're now going to be outnumbered 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Which can potentially just break the dragon if you manage to win combat.
Yeah.
No falling back. So it's an interesting strategy. I think they're pretty good. They're fine.
Yeah.
So your cavalry's like only getting 25-point banners a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that is actually.
Yeah, they're not, I don't know. They're not elite knights. They're medium. They're more medium cavalry. The dragon princes, however, are elite knights, except that they're impetuous.
They want to get in for combat.
Yeah.
So they're a 2-up save, 2, 3.
So they're a 2-up save. Yeah.
4, 3,
they
2.
Get full plate. So weapon skill 5, only strength 3. I think they have been strength 4 in the past.
Yeah. I think that's 8. Yeah.
But you got the 2 attacks.
2 attacks. So that's the big thing. They do have counter charge and first charge, and they are drilled. Which I
mean, they're awesome. It's just that impetuous. I think there'd be ways to just know how it works, and controlling it, like you're saying. And if you can do that, then these guys will be good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you want to take 2 units, which is the most you can take in 2,000 points, then either 1 Great Eagle sort of covering the corners, or 1 unit of Illyrian Reavers will stop them from charging.
Yeah, you just got to make it that impossible charge, hey? And then make sure you charge both, get your eagle out of there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that the strength, only being strength 3, as soon as they're not charging, they're not they're not going to be great. So, I've had mixed results with them.
Counter charge is interesting if you, like, I don't know, are they good units to go against other people's, like just push them in the face of other people's cav and say, well, charge me? Like, I don't know. or chariots.
especially
for 2 up
because
save.
if you, because next turn you're probably going to be charging them. Anyways, and
anyway.
hedge yourselves in further then. No. So
because I was wondering about, I haven't done this yet, but I'm looking at things. For example, I think we'll see a lot of chariots around. So I'm like, okay, well, how do you neutralize a lot of the impact hits? It's by countercharging, basically. Is that right? Or you're both countercharging, so you both get impact. Is that how it
Yeah, I
works?
thought you both.
Oh, okay. So you both destroy each other. Okay, so it probably doesn't stop that. Okay.
Yeah. Just sad if you're a 1 wound toughness 3 dragon prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if they're not heavy chariots, then you have your 2 up armor.
Yeah.
Doing okay. Yeah. On to
Speaking
chariots.
of chariots.
Yeah.
So the Tyrannok is also is a light chariot. Still on a 50 by 100, D6 impact hits. Open order quick shot strip side. So no counter charge and no first charge. They seem okay. You can take them in units, I think, for the first time. 1 to 4.
That's what's crazy, because even if he gets comped down to 3, you can still bring a lot of chariots.
Yeah.
And 4 wounds, tough 4.
Yeah.
And D6 impact hits. It's pretty good still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of so 2 of them are sort of comparable to 6 silver helms. So the chariots only have a 5 up armor, but a toughness 4. Yeah. I think,
and these can be mounts as well. Yeah, they both can. Yeah, okay. But adding 4 wounds on, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so Tyrannok chariot, I mean, just a 4 wounds per mage even is probably a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
The lion chariot is, it does have first charge, and it's a heavy chariot. D6 impact hits. It is also stubborn. So these are more, like if you're pairing them with a unit of cavalry or a dragon, they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Have the lions come down in strength and attacks? Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure.
Strength. They still got 2 attacks. Yeah, I wasn't sure with
still got 2 attacks. Yeah,
I thought strength might have been 5, possibly. Maybe it was 4 in 8th. For some reason, I'm thinking. I don't think
I've ever played against one of these guys, so maybe they just weren't that good in 8th or what. Chariots probably just weren't, because you couldn't break steadfast and stuff. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm probably getting mixed up in like 9th age, because they were good against like monsters. So you get like multi wounds against like beasts and monsters and stuff. So that's where they shine. But obviously, they're different. Played a bit different. Old world.
Yeah, I think that and the 2 guys on it have those Tracian Great Blades. So they're swinging at strength 6, AP3. So as an addition, to put a noble on there who's going to have strike first, I think it's pretty nice.
Could you put your BSB on one of these dudes? Or
BSB on it potentially. I think it's a pretty nice. They're
great models. So,
I think they're good.
Yeah. Because they don't displace crew anymore, do they?
No, you get all that.
No,
it's awesome.
You get 6 extra attacks and D6 impact hits.
Yeah.
And the Sky Cutter, which
the Sky Cutter,
they better bring this guy back out when they do, because it seems like everyone wanted to get one and they never get them. So.
I don't have one, so I'll buy one. I'll buy one if they let me. Fly 10. You can for 25. So they're 90 points.
Pretty cheap,
T4 4 wounds flying around. You can buy a special bow for 25 points. That's multiple wounds, D3, strength 5, AP3. You have to take that Seaguard honor to get on there, but it's free, so that's not a big deal. I think that they look really good for a mage, because you can take that bow, then you're pretty happy. And the 2 guys on it have bows as well.
Yeah.
So you're flying around, putting out some bow shots, 1 big strength 5 multi-wound shot, and then keeping your mage out of combat.
And with the chariots, is it 360 line of sight for hexes and all that as well?
Yeah,
not just
I
shooting
believe so.
stuff. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, so that stuff it's going to be useful.
Is
Yeah.
that light chariot only? You get the 361
Oh, I don't know.
for the
Hmm.
is it firing platform or
Or
what?
Yeah,
or am
firing
I thinking
platform.
of the am I getting confused with the Howder rule that gives you that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the chariot rule does give you. It does have firing platform,
Okay. Yeah.
but I'm
Firing
not
yeah,
sure
that's it. Yeah.
for some reason if a heavy chariot didn't.
Mm.
Yeah,
Pretty
for
sure
some
it
reason I
does.
thought it was just light. I'll have a look if you guys want to keep going.
Mm. No, it's but yeah, I mean 90 points. It's a good mount option, I reckon. Like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you'll
and then
see them
I
up
mean,
here again.
yeah, if you put him on a mage and then late game you do want to charge in, it is then a heavy chariot. So
Yeah.
D3 + 1 impact hits at AP2.
Yeah.
Strength
Yeah,
5
yeah.
is like, and heavy chariots I think are strength 5 regardless.
5.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
potential to disrupt non-heavy infantry. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the flank. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Cool. Oh,
And
I know we
then
did the mounts. It's really
there's
war
a bolt
machines.
thrower somewhere.
Yeah, here
Very
it is.
last page, the old bolt thrower.
Tough 6, 2 wounds, 2 crew
Tough
as
6
well, I
only.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the crew wounds don't count. So it only
Yep.
has 2 wounds.
Yep.
Which
That's right.
makes them maybe a little squishy. You do take the multi-shot penalty, so you plus skill 4 if you're doing the multiple bolts. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get
Okay. This is
-1 to
where it
hit.
drops down, like you were saying. Yeah. What is the
Yeah.
strength of that one versus just the single
No,
bolt?
it's in the big rule book because
Yeah.
it's now a generic thing. I have it right here. I'll take a quick look.
Sorry, so firing platform is for both light and heavy. You were correct.
Okay. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the
So,
Howder
yeah,
rule then? Or is that what I'm thinking of?
Ooh.
That doesn't matter. We'll cover that later. I think I was getting confused with myself when we were talking about orcs the other day.
I think it potentially does the same thing. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So the multi-bolt is D3 + 3 shots. Strength 4, AP1, armor beam 1.
Yeah, okay. So that's probably why
So
they're so the sisters are similar, but it's they've got a pip of ballistic skill. So
yeah,
is that right? So they're gonna be and they're probably
yeah, but
closer
not
and
the
moving
range.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 range instead of 48.
Yeah.
But
But they're not
yeah,
gonna be
I think
sitting at the back of the board. They're gonna be somewhere else. So that probably doesn't make a
yeah,
difference.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you can do the put the big bolt through multiple ranks, I think the
Yeah.
or does well comparatively. But
Just
yeah,
going back to the eagle, sorry, the what's it called, sky cutter.
Sky Cutter.
This how does cumbersome do like work with that? With this guy? Because what's cumbersome? Is that where
Is that standard shoot?
is that
Yeah, I
what it
think you
is? It's not
can't stand and
yeah,
shoot.
it's move or shoot is one
Yeah.
of the other special rules. So cumbersome just
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
stand and shoot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
because it's flying around, surely you can move. Okay.
yeah.
Got that one
Yeah.
confused. Too many special rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, so that's everything in the list.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we could run. Yeah, so that's all the units. So there's not really any other than the Dragon Mage.
Yeah.
Everything else, I think
It's
you'll see in
definitely
lists.
doable. And you'll have people, building, like trying it all out. Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
good. I like
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think you'll see, see, there's a lot of builds you can just get out of this one army list even before you get your Arcane Journal, just because of the
yeah,
variance. I mean, obviously the meta is going to depend where you play and, if it's a tournament or not, you're probably going to get pushed skewed a certain way. If you have to sort of, for example, take dragons to compete,
Yeah.
you might end up
yeah,
doing that. But if you're not playing that way, there's so many different themed builds you can do, especially the way they've done those honors, and obviously just I guess high elves have always had that theme around the different cities or provinces or whatever. What are they called? Are they provinces? No,
yeah.
is it whatever it's called? They're
They're
regions in
provinces.
Ulthuan. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, how big's your
yeah.
army? Like, have you been collecting it for a while? You've got, well, no, it's mostly a 6th edition army, is it? So you don't have a lot of the
It's
bigger stuff.
mostly yeah. I don't have like that's the thing. I don't have any white lions. I have a couple of the chariots, but none of the sky cutters. But it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some backlog there.
It's big enough.
Well, and
It's big enough.
big enough, but also not enough that you won't not buy things when it comes out, when they release
Exactly.
whatever they're going to release.
I have 2 dragons, so I can go to a tournament.
Nice.
Okay. That's funny. We do want to cover some lore while we're here then.
Are we doing magical items?
Oh, yeah. Where were they? I missed it.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go. Yeah. Let's smash through that.
Before or
Yes.
after?
Totally.
Okay. Yeah.
I see this white sword.
Yeah. We'll hit
Dragon
the high
killer.
points. Yeah. So yeah, white sword 70 points. Monster Slayer, but it's strike last, and you can't be mounted unless you can go on a chariot. So you probably want to go on a chariot so you have some speed to track that monster down.
Yeah.
And you probably have it on your hero with strike first, so you're still going to be hitting at initiative.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's really not that a negative, is it? I mean, it's 70 points, so you're not going to be. I mean, it's going to have to be your lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So it might become a thing if there's a lot of dragons around and you don't want to just bring your own dragon.
Yeah.
Blade of Gold's
Blade of
okay.
Leaping Gold. It used to be 3 attacks all the time, but
yeah. And no AP, just armor bane 2, and you're still strength 4. So I don't think you're gonna take it. Reaver Bow. I've heard people. Well, I think Josh played it. He played the guy had it in his Sea Guard, which is an interesting thing to do because you get all your attacks. You get to shoot all your.
This is the one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you're shooting 3 or 4 attacks.
I hate how they put some of this stuff. Like, it's not a special rule, but then it's a note, and then you're like, "But is this just Is this an important thing to read or not?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And does not stop any for firing multiple shots either. No penalty.
Yeah, and then it says like it counts as a Bow of Avalorn. So a Bow of Avalorn has armor bane 1 in magic.
Yeah.
So like, does this have armor bane 1?
Oh, I mean, it must.
I guess so, but why did they just give it armor bane 1?
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Foe bane.
Yeah, you'll see that around for sure.
Yeah. Foe bane is always wound on a 4-up, which is, I guess, is fine. But again, no AP.
Yeah.
Magic armor. So these are good. So Armor of Calidor, full plate, but gives you a 5-up ward.
35 points. That is good.
Yeah,
35 points. So it's basically a set the Talisman of Protection for 30 points for the common magic items, and then a Suit of Armor for 5 points.
Yeah.
But it does mean that if you're taking 2 dragons, they can both have 5-up wards.
Yeah.
Dragon Helm really is just improving your armor save by 1 for 10 points. Also nice on a dragon to get to a 2-up. And a 6-up ward against flaming attacks.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you have dragon armor anyways on a dragon. Lord Master's Cloak is a 4-up ward against magic missiles. Maybe okay. Opal Amulet is very good. It's common, so you can take multiples. And it's a 2-up ward against a single wound. So you're going to often see them on a dragon because of Monster Slayer.
Yeah.
Because you get to take your 2-up ward to deny them instant killing you.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Now with this common, you can't. This is just per. You can't put 2 of these on the one person, hey, because you can only have 1 talisman and stuff. It's only across the board.
I think you can take 2 of the same talisman. I think you can take 2.
Oh, okay. Right. So you could put 2 of these on the one.
Different talisman and this talisman, but I think you can take 2 of these.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Is my understanding. Yeah. And I think you'll often see, like the Armor of Calidor for 5-up ward, and then you take 1 of these 2. Just for those Monster Slayer attacks.
Yeah.
Into the banners.
-3. That's the first -3 I've seen. MR.
Yeah. And it's an aura of 6-inch aura -1.
Yeah, right.
70 points. I mean, that's like the same price as a mage.
Yeah.
Almost.
I guess we'll see if it's really needed. Like MR. So
yeah. Battle banner as well, plus D3 combat.
A little
Colin's
bullshit
favorite.
banner.
Colin's favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got nerfed.
Got nerfed. What was it in? What? How much points was it
It
in?
was
6?
80, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Was it 80
Yeah.
short? Yeah.
But you
It
couldn't
might have
take
even been
anything else
100.
with it, whereas now you
Yeah.
can.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
But it came
But
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's now still only on a BSB except for Phoenix Guard. You can put Phoenix Guard can
they
take
can
it
put 100. Yeah.
on
that's
their
true.
guy. But yeah, still good. Still good. Lion Standard, Pure Terror Test, Auto Pass. Banner Valerian gains move through cover, which, as far as I know, you still. It's just you don't lose 1 from your movement, but you still pick the lowest dice when you're rolling.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you still disrupted and everything? Not that. I mean, you're probably disrupted anyway.
I don't think you're disrupted.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
You probably don't have ranks anyway if you've got that on Cav.
Yeah.
But you want your initiative bonus potentially. Enchanted items. I mean, Cloak of Beards that gives you terror for 30 points, which is pretty nice.
Yep.
Nice, maybe potentially nice on a unit champion. You can take a expensive item.
It's good to get a bit of terror in there.
Yeah.
So what's this Nullstone?
I don't know.
Minus one
casting
casting.
the spell.
Okay.
Well, you're within the command range. So I guess if you were on a dragon, that would be 18.
18.
Yeah.
But it's 75 points.
Yeah, that's all you got. You got other things to spend on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, I didn't know what this was the other day, and I saw a few people putting on their lists. So I see why now. Yeah. 5 up
so 5 regen,
okay.
and again, a common item. So all your dragons can have them.
Yeah.
So
right.
all your mages maybe get them too. Like
God, so you end up with decent save, ward save, regen save.
Yeah. So the dragon often will have a 2-up armor, 5-up ward, 5-up regen.
Yeah.
I know that the Wood Elves it's a gift from the Wood Elves, and I think the Wood Elves want it back because they don't have it.
They don't have it.
Yeah. I don't think they can get a regen.
This is an actual Dispel scroll.
Yeah, actual Dispel scroll, 40 points.
And common. Oh God. Should be playing
so
High Elves in Old World, Andrew.
Yeah.
So if your Archmage wants to spend 80 points, they can bring 2 Dispel scrolls.
Yeah. Wow.
Anolean Crystal, lets you forget a spell and choose a new one from your lore, which can be nice if you want to hunt for that extra spell.
And that's during
certain spell.
Once per turn upon success. So you can do that multiple times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, each turn.
Cool. It's not the beginning of the game. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why you wouldn't just take the Arcane Familiar and choose your spells.
Yeah.
For also 30 points.
I guess unless for some reason you had a strategy, hey, at the beginning of the game you want to do more whatever, magic missile-y things. Then once you get in combat, you want all your signatures, spells,
Yeah. The Silvery Wand is a steal at 15 points, which is just another spell.
Yeah.
So
now, do you think you would put that on a level 4, or would you, is this an option to have again lower wizards and just have an extra spell? Or
I like it on a level 4 because then you have 5
pretty much
spells,
all
which
of
gives
them.
you a pretty good chance. To have all of them.
You got your buffs. Yeah, for your level 4 buffs.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
That's magic items.
Yeah.
Pretty good. You got some good options, and you have the saves, the save buffs to.
Yeah. I can see why. They're going to be an interesting army to play against. But I mean, they're all sounding like this. Like all the armies you look at, you go, oh, they got some good stuff. So the best thing that's 2,000 points. You just got to fit it in. So
Yeah. I might head off because I got my appointment. But thanks for coming, Sean. Great.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Cheers for coming on.
Awesome. Cheers, Andrew. Thanks for
having me.
Ciao.
We could do you want to just cover the magic laws quickly and then
sure.
Yeah, and sum it
Sounds
up.
good.
Yeah, cool. So you got 3 signature spells, which is pretty good, more than some armies get. So
Yeah. Except that
one of them's
Hand
crap.
of Cain, you're probably not going to take.
Yeah.
You get a single strength 4 hit. So no saves of any kind, which is nice, but a single strength 4 hit is.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're. I guess you're killing something. So maybe.
Yeah, I think we'll get. I might flick over to the high deck in a minute because I think there's a much better assailment spell in there.
Yeah, Courage of Venarion looks super nice because it makes you unbreakable and it remains in play, and
Yeah.
it's 15-inch range, which is quite good. But because it remains in and a 10 plus casting, so you're re-rolling level 4 has a pretty good chance to get it off, and then potentially it's hard to dispel
because it's a 10 plus
unless they have a level 4.
Yeah,
but yeah, Vol'zin making again looks as an 11 to cast, destroys a magic item that a character is carrying, not a unit. So it has to be can only target a character, and it's a hex, and it's only 12 inches. So they have to be within 12 inches of you.
And do they have to even target it? Okay, so I can't do it in combat. Yeah, okay.
Can do it in combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated this spell in 6th. It's always scary. So
yeah, for sure.
It's a good one to have, but yeah, it's
yeah, it's one of those ones where if you see, I don't know, they've brought that 80-point magical Sword of Doom, maybe you want to switch to this.
I'll just flick over to this guy quickly. The
sounds good.
High magic. So drain magic. I mean, that's a pretty good sig spell though.
So if you're coming up against a bunch of low-level wizards, yes.
Yeah.
But because it remains in play, like
it's
a level 4 is just going to dispel it before they cast any spells.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
It's situational. Could be good. You're not going to switch into it all the time. But I probably wouldn't switch into it against another level 4. Like if I have a level 4 and they have a level 4.
Yeah.
It's just not reliable enough. Walk Between Worlds is amazing. It's 10 plus to cast self, makes you ethereal and gives you reserve move. So
that's awesome.
It's huge. It's that's just going to shut some people down. And not remains in play. It just lasts until your next start of turn, which to me is the best. That's
because now you're ethereal in their turn all the time. Then try it again. Yeah. This is what. Did you see the battle report that Josh was talking about? That's what Nick did to him with his Phoenix Guard, or whatever it was. Yeah. No, whatever it was. I think Phoenix Guard. It was the Sea Guard. Yeah.
Yeah, and reserve move too, right? Because then you get to with Sea Guard, like you shoot and then you move.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
Great spell. Fire Convocation is a magic missile, 10 plus, 18-inch range. Then you place the 5-inch large blasting plate.
So this is like one of the orc magic ones, except it only hurts you, it only hurts them instead of, I think the orc one, it hurts both of you or something.
I think so. It has
AP
the scatter
too.
So it's good. It's like it's a good
that is huge.
The 5-inch template is pretty nice.
Especially even against Cav, because the Cav are sitting at maybe 3 up save, 4 up save, strength 4. Like against like Empire Knights 3 up. Are they 3 up now? I think like you could probably because they're Cav bases. Even if it scatters, it's probably still going to hit them.
Good number. Tempest is a casting 9 plus 12-inch range, remains in play, 3-inch blast template within 12 inches. Template does not move, treated as dangerous terrain, and enemy units only within 6 inches treat opening ground as difficult terrain and difficult as dangerous.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So I mean it's I guess it's disrupting people's charges.
Yeah, that or you can make people disrupted when they're in it when you're
and it doesn't affect you, so you can freely charge.
Obviously you need to put it down before you're in combat or anything because you can't put it on a unit, but once it's down,
Corporeal Unmaking is an assailment.
This one
8 plus. D3 strength, 5 hits with no armor or regens, but you can take wards. So
that's 8 plus. What was the Kane one? 8 as well.
I think 8 as well. Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So
I mean, to do that in combat, D3 strength 5 hits, like each like 2, that's twice a turn or twice a round. Yeah. There's some of these where you just sort of almost want your wizards in combat, but you don't, you know what I mean? That's what's funny about some of this. Yeah. But if you're on a dragon, it's good.
If you're on a dragon, yeah. Unfortunately, the dragon mage can't take high magic.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, okay, yeah.
But you can take a mage on a dragon, right? You could give your mage Blood of Calidor and then put them on a dragon, and he could get this. So, yeah. Fury of Cain, very nice. Until the end of this turn, you get +1 attack on a unit.
Yeah, wow.
Casting value 9 plus range 12.
And may target a friendly engage. Cool. Who's a good what? Any of your units are probably good for this, but
I've cast it on dragon princes, and then they
say,
proceeded to fail to even like wound a stone troll.
Ah, okay.
Standard rubbered lance syndrome. But any of your cavalry or elite infantry like sword masters, white lions, Phoenix Guard. Yep. It's just great spell.
Yeah.
And
a 9, 8. No, they're all pretty low casting.
9.
These.
Yep. Yeah. And 12-inch range is pretty good. Shield of Sapphire is 9 to class, 18-inch range, and a 5-up ward until the end of your turn, though.
Right. Okay.
So it's right. You're doing it.
It's really just
then
against combat. Then?
It's really just that one round of combat.
Yeah.
As you charge in.
Yeah. Pretty situational. I think that'll get some people wrong. Those like wordings, like there'll be a few of these things that people are just. That's Yeah,
I feel like there's some initial reviews of high magic where people are like, "Oh, this is amazing." It's like, well, it's not in the opponent's turn. If it did, it would be amazing. That's high magic. So generally, all pretty good. I would say, like a situation for all of them. No, it's not. There's no itchy nuisance.
Nah, that's all right. There's only one of them, but it's I don't know. I have seen most decks. There's a few spells in there where you get meh, but this one, everything's usable. It's a good. I haven't gone through all the spells in. We need to probably do that on a different video at some point. Go through all the laws, but because obviously you can take elementalism, illusion, and battle magic as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's some good combos in there.
For sure.
So no, cool. So what have you tried in those 3 games? Just quickly, just for the next couple of minutes. Like, what's sort of the theme? Were they all 2,000-point games?
They've all just been 1250, so really having to make
it's a bit smaller. Yeah.
Some choices, but one was sort of a mixed army. Swordmasters are great. Dragon Princes should have killed the trolls and didn't.
How many trolls was that?
Just 3.
Okay, yeah.
So I had 15 strength 5 attacks. Played like an infantry army, and again, Phoenix Guard, Swordmasters, Sea Guard. That's the thing. I think Sea Guard will, for the people who are really trying to win. I think Sea Guard is core are probably the best option.
Yep.
I just ran the dragon for the first time this last game, and it was amazing. They're super good. I think so. People are talking about double. You can fit double prints on dragon in 2,000 points. Right. Both of them are pretty survivable.
And how much magic would you have when you did that? Just a shitty level 2 running around.
Nothing. No.
Nothing.
No wizards.
I think that's. It's almost like I'm wondering if that ends up being viable though, because I don't think we've played enough to know if magic's that big a deal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is a big deal, and some of these spells are scary. But what's more scary might be running around with 2 dragons. For the other person. Like, especially because they're going to get in combat quicker. So there's less things that the other person can even do potentially with the magic. So we've got to get out of our 8th and 6th brain in terms of what's good and what's bad. So it's going to be interesting to see. But that is scary, 2 dragons. flying around.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll work it out. There'll be counters and eventually FAQs or erratas if it gets out of hand, I guess.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if mages on mages on dragons or mages on chariots are viable.
Yeah.
The sort of like some magic, some combat, because it feels initially like, oh, I just want my mage to like stand behind my guys, be untargetable, and cast and deny every turn.
Yeah, I've been thinking that with the Tomb Kings. Like originally, like keep your Hierophant safe, put them at the back, blah blah blah, and then you start looking at things and you're like, I don't know, maybe he is survival on a bone dragon flying around where he can actually get in and out of trouble easier, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Cool. Anyway, thanks, Sean. That was good. I don't know Hiles that well, so it's good to go through with someone who. And now I like doing these because it's like my first learning experience, and then I know if I come up against it, it's not all like, oh, I've never heard of that. You can read it yourself, but when you're talking it through with someone, it just sinks in a bit better. So hopefully, some people appreciated that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man. It was really good, and I guess maybe after a few months or whatever, and we've had heaps more playing, we can catch up with you again and see how your army's built and what else did you add the sky cutters and things like that. So okay. Especially when you get your book, like Arcane
hopefully,
Journal as
the
well.
Arcane Journal for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome,
mate. No worries. We'll catch you hopefully in the future. And thanks so much for not only being a patron, but obviously coming on and helping our listeners too. Cheers, mate.
Awesome. Thanks, Owen.
Have a good day.
Talk to you later.